Hey guys, hey, it's your girl BRANDIJENAE, and I am back with another video. If this is your first time to my channel, I want to welcome you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all things BRANDIJENAE. I hope as I grow and do more videos, you get to know more about me. If you are returning, I hope that you have hit the subscribe button already and hit the notification button so you can be notified whenever I go live or when I upload a new video, okay? I appreciate all my subscribers thus far. I appreciate all the growth, the love, and the comments. Keep them coming. Don't forget to make sure to stay connected with me again, to subscribe to this channel, and make sure you get in the comments because I do read them and I will respond. Okay. All right, so as you can see from the background, today we are talking about Jonathan Majors and Meagan Good. Congratulations are in order for these two. As we have heard by now, it is March 21st. Meagan Good and Jonathan Majors got married on March 18th. This was revealed when he stopped by Sherry Shepherd's show. Okay. Um, he went by Sherry Shepherd's show to, I think he's promoting a new project that he's on. And during that visit, he confirmed that he and Meagan Good had gotten married the night before, which is the 18th. His mother married them, and her mother was in attendance, so it was just the four of them, very quiet and quaint. And he is ecstatic. Okay. Now, before we get into the full video, if you are here this long, make sure you subscribe to the channel, okay? Because I will do lives. I don't have a exact schedule except for Mondays, and I have been going live Sunday evenings. But as the channel grows, I'll get more consistent with an actual date and time. But I need you guys to subscribe, okay? Help me out. I help y'all out. Um, but before we get into the gist of these unpopular opinions, and I am going to have to give you a disclaimer, we're going to go ahead and listen to him as he stopped by the Breakfast Club um, and is being congratulated on the up and coming, on his nuptials that have already taken place and so quickly, we must say. So again, Jonathan Majors is he's doing his press tour basically, or what do they call it? Y'all know what I'm talking about. um they have a word for the saying for it, but anyway, he is going around promoting his new project. I don't know what that is. I'm so sorry. I wish I could tell y'all the name of it, but y'all want to know something? I had no idea who Jonathan Majors was until he was in the news for being caught up with that lady in the alley. We're gonna get to that after we listen to this, because we're gonna celebrate the good news first before we pick it apart, because I am going to pick it apart, okay? And if that's not what you're here for, then go ahead and log off now. But if you already here and you still here for it, make sure you subscribe. All right. But anyhow, let's hear what he got to say, okay?
And you just officially tied the knot? Yeah. How does it feel that you finally locked down your Coretta?
Bring it come. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the ending of a chapter and the beginning of a chapter. And we got married on the 18th. That was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
A couple sleeps ago. And I felt worthy of her.
Ooh, hold on, black man.
I know, right?
Oh, okay, I'm holding it.
I felt worthy of her.
Yeah.
Expound on that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She's an incredible woman. And I had to get to that level, spiritually, socially, emotionally. I had to mature a lot, and she caught me at a time when I was in a bad way, and I was very upfront about that with her. And she said, "All right," got on the plane and came to New York City and sat with me on the couch and held me when it was all going down at the heaviest place. And the more I got to look at her, I was like, "Damn, I love this woman," And then when marriage became a thing, when it was like, oh, I'm gonna marry her, I said, wait, but marriage is that ain't no joke. You know what I mean? And I had to really evaluate myself even deeper, if I was to wed this particular woman.
What type of work did you put in?
Oh, brother.
To be the man that she was worthy of.
I just had a lot of shit that was just piled up that I never really dealt with, and those things hindered me socially, emotionally, spiritually. Even the relationship with my God, was not where it needed to be, and she being such a strong woman of God, that became clear that I need to work on that. And so, I mean, y'all seen the movie and y'all know me, so I look at something like that and it's like, all right, Jay, what you gonna do? I'm an actor. I trained for 11 years nonstop. And every time I did that, I had a team of people around me to make me worthy of those jobs and that occupation. And I didn't do that for me, I didn't do that for myself. And so the process of becoming worthy, for her, I thought, well, apply the same thing, I had 8 different acting coaches, 8 different, went to 2 different schools. It just do the same thing for yourself, brother, so I did, the court helped me out with one of them. And I actually love those guys. You know what I mean? I love that situation. And so just keeping those folks around me to help keep me upright, and mirror back to me what it is I'm doing, and I feel I'm smiling because I'm in such a great place. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've just never been so happy. But there's a part of me, all that hurt, all that trauma, all those things I needed to work out, that wouldn't allow that. Now we got those out. Now we're getting those out of the system, and a lot of them have been identified. And if you can't see it, you can't change it. And so some was thrown in my face, and some I went and found, because I felt confident and I felt supported to do that. So that's the process.
Okay, guys, so that got a little lengthy. I have not listened to the full interview. I have not actually decided if I will listen to the full interview. Let's see how this video goes because maybe we'll do a follow-up. But okay, let's get into it. Let's get into why I am making this video. And again, you see the title of it is Unpopular Opinions. So let me give you this disclaimer, everybody. Stop right here. The name of this video is Crazy in Love, right? Okay, I want you to read that right, okay? Crazy in Love, right? Because that's what's going on here, right? Now, again, this is my segment of unpopular opinions because I know that sometimes my opinion is unpopular, which means that it goes against the grain sometimes. It is outside of the box sometimes. And again, not everybody agrees because it is unpopular. That is said right in the title. So, with that being said, please don't jump down in the comments and read me for filth when I'm already telling you that these are unpopular opinions. Now, what I do welcome is positive feedback because give me the information that I might be missing. I'm really here to share with you what it is I am seeing in this. I'm a little bit uncomfortable, maybe triggered, and entertained all at the same time. But I want to share my views, and I want y'all to let me know. Hey, who is feeling this way? Is it just me? Like, is it so unpopular that I am the only one thinking this, or is it other people thinking this as well? Okay. And also, if there's other information that I need to know about this young man, so that maybe my opinion can change, let me know that as well. Make sure you subscribe to this channel because if you've been here this long, you definitely here to hear what I got to say. Okay. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video. It not only helps me and my channel, but it helps everybody else. And it also introduces you to other content creators that are creating content similar to this. Okay. All right, y'all. So this is what I want to say. Are we being gaslit? I feel a little gaslit by him. I feel a little gaslit. And not only gaslit, I am trying to figure out, is he love bombing her? And is this taking place right in front of our eyes, right? Like, it's so public that this is going on, and yet, I mean, these are two grown-ups, so it's not like somebody can come in and stop it. And listen, before anybody decides to jump in my comments and tell me about who I don't know and about whose business is whose, listen, they are public figures, and part of being public figures is that people will have opinions about the things that's made public. Okay. So that's where this opinion is coming from. All right. I know I don't know these people, and I will be obliged to remind you that neither do you. You don't know them either. So do not get in your feelings about anything that I have to say and decide that you need to defend either one of these two, because I am not attacking either. I'm just giving my honest opinion about what it is I'm seeing and how I feel about it. All right. So are we being gaslit? Because I feel a little gaslit. And I think that he is love bombing her. And let's think about it, right? Sometimes I question myself about some of my opinions because I'm like, hey, have I been jaded, right, by this dating experience that is a non-experience? You know, you heard the sayings, it is pool and excuse me, it is pee in the dating pool, or it is more than pee in the dating pool, which means the dating pool is trash. Okay, and that is for upper class, lower class, middle class, first class, whatever class you in, the dating pool is trash. Anyway, so I'm actually questioning myself, like, hey, are you being jaded by, what is being presented in my own reality? Okay. And I don't think that I am, because I really love the idea of love. I mean, I am actually getting prepared to attend a wedding in November. It is a very special wedding to me, and I am so excited about it. So I love love. Okay, now am I a realist about certain things? I would say absolutely yes. And does being a realist maybe keep you from some of those fairy tale ideas? Yes, yes. Okay, I think I understand that fully. But this something in the milk ain't clean. Something in the milk is not clean. And I don't really know why this boy is like, well, he rushed. I was going to use the term rushing, why he's rushing to the altar. But rush to the altar, because even before I go all the way back to, again, when I told you I just first kind of course, at this point, I think I've seen other movies that he's been in. I'm not a Marvel fan. I don't follow a lot of Marvel movies. So I did not know him from there. And I may have seen some other movies. I cannot name them now. Maybe if I look him up and see what movies he was in, I'd be able to actually say which movies I have seen that he has actually been a part of. Um, However, I cannot name those movies at this time. But I'm just going to say that it's possible that I've watched something that he has been in, and just didn't know it because I was not familiar with who he was. Okay. But again, I became familiar with him at the time that he ended up in that curious situation with his ex-girlfriend. And I have my opinions about that, but that's not really what we're talking about. However, during that trial is when he begins to see Meagan Good, or at least they go public, because a friend of mine did bring up a good question to say, hey, you think that it might have been Meagan Good he was talking to on the phone? And that's what upset the ex-girlfriend, which set all of the events in action that he happened to go on trial for. And I thought, I didn't think about that until she brought it up. And I said, that's interesting, because maybe so, right? But my true honest opinion is that this is a PR relationship. I don't know what I was watching a few weeks ago, and somebody mentioned having a PR relationship. It must have been one of the housewife shows or something I was watching. And the person's like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Why would anybody just have a PR relationship? Oh, I know what it was about. Stacey Rush and her friend TJ that she allegedly is paying or had paid to film with her on Real Housewives of Potomac. Anyway, back to the story. Um, and so, the question becomes like, well, why would anybody um pay someone, or have to arrange a date? Why would anybody have to do that? And I think that in that type of world, in that society, that happens a little more than we would like to even imagine. And actually, it makes a lot of sense. Why, right? Really, it's because when you reach a certain level in your life, you really are only mingling with people who are kind of in that same category. And so who are you going to meet, right? You generally are not going to go out with the person you picking up your dry cleaning from. I mean, let's just generally. So I do think that in the celebrity world, I think that um have my people call your people uh is more than just let's make a deal. I think they do set up dates that way. And kind of similar to the love shows that we watch, like Love is Blind and Married at First Sight. Hey, if it works out, it works out. If it not, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't. So I do have the thought, and my thought has not changed, that this is a PR relationship, or at least started off as one, right? Because they are married now, and we are wishing them nothing but the best. Okay, I am just talking about what I think I'm seeing and why I feel gaslit. And if you feel gaslit, also make sure you subscribe to this channel, because you're probably going to agree with me about a lot of other things I talk about on this channel. But make sure you drop down in the comments and say, hey, tell me where you're listening from, and let me know if you are subscribed. um, so like I say, this is why I feel gaslit in a sense, because okay, I do think that it started off as a PR relationship. And why would he need a PR relationship? Because he was in the middle of a trial that was very damning to his reputation. He actually ended up being convicted of, I think, some of them, not all. Listen, drop down and let me know so I can make sure I'm right, because I'm not trying to make this man out to be a monster, okay? But what I will say is, I believe something is doesn't click. I got a lot of red flags with this guy, okay? But something seems to not really click. I cannot get over the fact that there's a recording of him, which Just Hilarious brings it up. And thank God she did, because I feel like everybody else didn't. And it's like the elephant in the room. It definitely, like, as soon as you walk in the room, I want to know the same thing. Why was it that you would tell that lady you looking for, Coretta Scott King? And this lady is not even she is not adjacent in the vicinity of, she is not the same ethnicity of Coretta Scott King. Why would you dare say that to a person? And see, a person that would go there and was serious about that, yeah, something is not connecting. Something is not working. Something is not working. Because I don't know what possession, I don't know how that came up out your mouth. But anyhow, he wants a Coretta Scott King. And poof, all of a sudden, here is one who is adjacent to, who has this stoic stature. She has this Christian religious background. Um, and she is not known for being in mess. What No matter what it is we do discuss about Meagan Good, and if we are saying that she seems to be two different people, listen, I don't know who else saying that. I just said that, but no matter what it is you think about Meagan Good, the point remains that she doesn't really have her name in any mess until Jonathan Majors. So let's hope that stays that way. Hey Ashanti, we're gonna see how good your name stay out from catching strays. Um, because your man is the enemy right now. But back to Jonathan Majors and Meagan Good. So, I'm just kind of like, so all of a sudden here she comes, this Coretta Scott King. And so conveniently she appears after that information has been released, right? And of course, now we was gaslit then. Oh, she's being so supportive. Listen, and I don't think she was being anything other, because at least that is the personality that she gives off. That is the energy that she presents. Because again, I don't know this lady. And so all I know is what is shown to us. And from what she shows us, like, she shows us that she would be that girl, supportive, soft spoken, prayerful, encouraging, and yeah, no duh, he needed that at the time. Who wouldn't? We need it now, even if you're not going through that type of stuff. So yeah, again, all of those things make sense to me, that she would be around. But you decide to get into an intimate relationship with a person who is on trial for ASSUALT against another female. And not to say that listen, that everything that was said was all the way correct and all the way right. We listen, because I'm not here to debate that information. It's just the part that you are even wrapped up in that. And because he is coming off the heels of about to be this huge Marvel star, of course, the first thing he is needing to do is revamp his image. So again, I 1000% really believe that they came together as a PR, not stunt. Because I don't think that it was a stunt. I think it's more like, hey, let's get you around somebody who can help change your image. Period. That's what anybody should do. That's what Karen should do when she is released from her stint in prison. That's a sentence I never thought I would say. She probably needs to change her circle of friends. So yeah. But again, so they come together, and it's also convenient. Okay. All right. But maybe the fairy tale would say, oh my God, it was just perfect, right? See, and here's the other thing. Like, if we are, because I'm going to talk about what I think God has his hand on, because Meagan Good is a Christian. Her ex husband is a pastor. She had been, I don't know if she considered herself a first lady, but that is what we generally call the pastor's wife, is the first lady. I don't know if she actually took that role as first lady in her church. And maybe if I think hard enough, there may have been some rumblings about it, but that she was married to him for 10 years, and they've been divorced for quite some time now, and I can't really remember a lot of their relationship. Um, but back to the point. Um, So, so what I'm gonna say is this: I do not think that God brings things to you for your good that is covered in mess. Okay, and it don't mean He doesn't bring people to you that that you serve a role in what is going on right then. That you are there to help them through something. I'm not saying that. But again, I'm talking about the intimate part of the relationship. I think it should have stayed friends, maybe for a little while more than what this courtship has done. Because of course they got engaged. That was only 4 months ago. So I believe they only been engaged 4 months. And I don't know what is the total time frame of their relationship. Is not that long. But maybe time has gone faster than I can remember, honey. It's not that long. This has seemed to, which is another red flag. It's kind of like, why is he in such a hurry to like lock her down? Well, again, it goes, I think I already answered my question. It's good for him. I don't know what she gets out of being next to him. I wonder how well is that for her stock. We understand and very much don't even need to dissect what she brings to his stock. I'm not really sure what he brings to hers. And if you know, drop down in the comments and let me know, because I am not above being told. So let me know. Just be nice about it and polite, okay? Um, and look, if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button so you can be notified when I go live or drop a new video. But yeah, again, we know what she brings to him. I'm not really sure what he's bringing to her, because again, he came in a mess. And listen, this is for women. I am single now. Listen, let me make that disclaimer also. I joke all the time, but I think it's really true. A lot of my advice to me is really, it's gonna sound like it's to keep you single, not in a nasty mean way, like everybody needs to be alone and men suck. No, not like that, but in the way of not compromising the things that you deserve and that you ask for and that you want, and not compromising because what it is you're asking for has not been presented to you yet, and so you just go ahead and settle for what's around or what has been. Okay, our circling the block girls, and I got a whole story for you about circling the block, child. But you're gonna have to get to subscribe to the video before we get to that, or subscribe to my channel, excuse me, before we get to that, honey, because I think that's gonna go in the memberships. I got some things to tell you, okay? But anyway, so because I really truly believe in that for us as ladies. Like, no, we're gonna have a discussion about, can you have it all? You can have it all. You're just gonna have to give up some things. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but when it comes to your relationships and stuff, again, I don't know what he brings to her. And all I'm saying is, like, I don't think God brings you your husband in a mess. I just don't think, and even the Bible, I think about this all the time, as I'm saying that the Bible tells us that the devil is the father of lies. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And so I'm not saying that this man is anything like that, but what I am saying is that the where he was at in his life did not seem like that was a healthy place to begin a relationship. It may seem like, and now I'm about to use all these little words I done found while listening to documentaries and different things online, but it seems like a trauma bond to me. Like, that's what it seemed. And I'm not knowing whatever Miss Meagan Good's trauma is, but who's to say it's not trauma from her ex, right? Or even trauma just from growing up. I think we all bring a certain amount of trauma to our relationships, period. Hard stop. That's it. Um And so, yeah, like I believe that this has moved so fast, like, because and she does seem to, at least to me, I get this idea that she is a nurturer. What do you think, Claretta Scott King? What do you think the virtue or the values were in saying her name for him, that he we're talking about? What attributes do you think he was even thinking about, to say he needed his Claretta Scott King? Which, nurturing, right? He definitely, we talking about somebody, he went decades back, right? So of course he wants somebody who is submissive, and submissive in ways that we are not going to debate people are today. Okay, we know, go again, he went decade, pulled a woman back from decades, a time frame where he wasn't even born. He wants a woman that resembles a time he has never even lived in. Y'all don't think something wrong with him now? When you think about that, think about that. He is he is imagining a wife from a time that he did not even live in. Where's that idea coming from? Anyway, um so she does give me the idea that she's nurturing, that she is submissive, that she is not hungry for the spotlight, which is important if you're going to have a marriage or even relationship, but certainly a marriage with another celebrity. Y'all have to find a way to balance that out, because it's either two stars in the house or one. But you know most men want to be that. So she presents herself in a way that seems that that's not a problem for her, that would not be an issue for her. Again, I don't know this lady. She could be hell on wheels behind closed doors. But it don't seem that way, the way that Jonathan is grinning around, because he's grinning around like Chester the Cheese Cat, honey. And that's what, I listen now, y'all. I do have to admit, I don't trust nobody, and I don't trust that damn Jonathan, because I'm just thinking every time he cheesing and stuff, I'm like, what are you up to? And this is another thing. I am old enough to remember when Tom Hanks went, Tom Cruise went on the Oprah show and jumped on that couch. Okay. Let me tell you something. This right here, what we saw on Sherry Shepherd's show from Jonathan Majors, was the equivalent. And it feels like, I said, I feel gaslit because they got married. Because we do believe in love. We believe in happy endings. We want them to happen, and we always are happy when anybody's even close to it, right? Um, so I feel like it feels so wrong to be discussing, like like the negative parts of it. Again, this is unpopular opinions. I wasn't here to wallow in the bliss of their new marriage. I was here to tell y'all, are y'all triggered? Do you feel gaslit as the public that's being um basically that you have to watch this? And do you think he is love bombing her? It feels like love bombing. So here's the greatest point. I might have was getting ready to start this and then skipped on. Y'all know how I do. But this is too, just right before this marriage. This marriage that just took place on the 18th. Now look, we could go back and do the whole timeline. Okay. Now let me see. Let me go back, because what had happened was it was two things that happened in a row, and then he come and get married. Okay, I'm trying to think, what is it that happened? What happened? What was he in the news for? Right before the recording was released, that seemed to have him admitting to the ASSUALT on his ex. That was released like days before him and Meagan Good got married, like days. And right before that, what there was a story. Oh, I know what it was, because it's on my video. So I do weekly wrap-ups with Word on the Curb. Make sure you check them out. We do those on Sunday evenings mostly. Again, subscribe to the channel, because if anything changes, you'll be notified when I upload a new video. But we do a weekly wrap-up, and just this past Sunday, we discussed Jonathan Majors. So that is what came out. There is the article. He did an interview. In that interview, he is expressing how he basically had been SA'd by both men and women. growing up, and this is the trauma he's had to heal from. He just went into a lot of it, and you can go listen to the whole video. But I shared my opinion about that, which part of my opinion was just that, listen, I want everybody to heal. I want him to heal, but I really felt like that I thought that was a PR stunt, and that was gaslighting, because again, you are talking about a subject that if somebody objects to it or questions a part of it, like not the actual actions or the fact that it happened or not, I just am kind of like, why do we need to know about that? Right? Why do we need to know about that? That's okay for you. You can heal in private. You and Meagan, y'all can talk about it, work it out, and still get married. But I'm not sure why we needed to know, because I think that helps his image, right? That gives you something for you to feel bad about. Oh, hey, let's hurry up and get him back to where he needs to be. And again, here's another gaslight: the fact that he is a black man. We find ourselves as African American women, we always are in a position of protecting them, and at the risk of our own selves. This is like, the more I'm talking about it, I feel like the more triggered I'm getting. Somebody drop down in the comments, y'all. Let me know. Let me know. Am I going too far? Am I putting 20 on 10? Or am I right where I need to be? Okay. Let me know. Or did I not go far enough? Let me know. But anyhow, you know, so so like I said, that is released. A few days after that, the recording comes out that seemingly has him again admitting to this about his ex, right? And then 2 days after that, he is married in the living room of his house by his mother and her mother as a witness, like a drive-through. I mean, that feels worse than even like the Las Vegas, going to Vegas. And, I know we look at, Vegas marriage as something that's kind of silly and not, you don't take it serious, I guess. But yeah, more silly, I guess, is the right way to describe it. However, this is feeling like, right, what is going on? Do we think they got a prenup? Do we think they have a prenup? Did they have time to even do that? Because here we are, way too far in their business. Because again, I don't know these people. So they might have been talking about getting married, honey, months ago. Months ago, okay? And maybe they do have a prenup, and maybe it is signed. I am just going to pray for Meagan good and hope that she did. Again, they are married now, so the discussion is not if they should get married or anything like that. We're gonna wish them the best. I hope that they are able to stay married for a long time. Am I placing my money on it? No, I'm not gonna put my money down on it, but they in my thoughts and hopes, because I love and I want it to work. But I see a lot of signs that I don't know, like that this is not. It reminds me of Ken from Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you go back and listen to any of those videos, any of my Love and Marriage Huntsville fans, listen to my reviews for that show and my opinions about Ken and Trish. He is overly eager to get her married, and she is really not. And not to say that that's not the case, because clearly that they are married. So she was willing to get married. But that's why I'm asking, like, is this love bombing? Because is he showering her with all of this extra affection and all of these extra, and just this overpour of love, which I am 1,000% sure she deserves. Okay, like she deserves, and it's nice to see. I just hate that I'm questioning if it's genuine. Oh man, y'all, is that me being cynical, or do y'all feel the same? Do y'all feel the same? Again, they crazy in love, right? That's what's going on here, right? This is not Dead Man Walking, right? This is not Dead Man Walking. This is Crazy in Love. No, no. All right, guys, look, that's all I got for this subject. If there's more to come out, y'all know I'm going to cover it, okay? Because even though nobody asked for this, I'm going to bring it to you anyway. That's who asked for this podcast. Who asked for this? Absolutely nobody. You know how it goes. It's your girl, BRANDIJENAE. Once again, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment any comments that you want to comment. Just keep them polite and nice, okay? Treat people how you want to treat them. Or excuse me, you treat people how you want them to treat you. And remember, things can get taken out of context when you're typing. So just be polite and nice, but we're here to share our opinions. Again, this is unpopular opinions. So let's keep it on task. Let me know what things I might need to know about Jonathan Majors, and let me know if you agree or disagree. You know, again, polite. Okay, use your manners. Okay, but like, subscribe to this video, subscribe to the channel, and like the video. Sorry, y'all, I keep getting tongue tied. I drank too much coffee this morning. Yeah, but back to this. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. Are we being gaslit? Like, I feel gaslit. Um, but again, we wish them nothing but the best. Congratulations are in order. Meagan Good is officially a married woman. Jonathan Majors has his Coretta Scott King. Okay? And I will chat with y'all later. Bye.